never ever date a woman when you're in your early 20s, mid 20s, late 30s, or even early 30s. I'm telling you, don't even do that. Don't even think about it. Don't even dream about it. Do not kill yourself. My name is Aziz Jamal. I'm here in beautiful Dubai, and I felt like helping you guys out on this topic. I got a little heat, over the last couple of months about dating and stuff like that, and about relationships and women and what to avoid, what to look out for. And I felt like coming out with this, where I'm saying, I'm trying to save a lot of men right here, right now, with this talk, with this speech, and I felt like there's a lot of wise things that I'm about to say that helped me a lot in my life, and that hopefully are going to help you in your life. So, reason number one, man, why you should never be in a committed relationship when you're early 20s is because you're not the soldier yet. You know what I'm saying? You got to look at yourself as a young man. You got to look at yourself as a soldier, and you haven't fought the war yet. And if you have not fought a war, then you don't even know what it means. You don't even know what life is all about. You don't even know how to be a man. You don't even know how to take care of a woman. You're not a provider. You're not primitive yet. You know what I'm saying? So you got to go out and take your stuff right now, and you got to go and fight the war. And the war you fight with a group of men together, or by yourself you go, but you ain't taking no girl with you to war, you ain't taking your mom with you to war, you ain't taking no your sister to war. You need to understand that you're not there where you need to be financially, so you got to go to war and set the stage, set the tone, and understand I can't be for a certain period of time with women because that's not going to help me, and I can't really do a whole lot for a chick anyway. I can't do anything for her. It's like, it's not a joke to be with a woman. A woman wants to be with a man, but I can't really do anything because I'm not a man yet. I'm still a boy, so I can't really do a whole lot for her right now. So I gotta go and fight the war. I gotta become a soldier, and it's a process of it becoming a strong soldier, and eventually becoming even a quote-unquote Navy SEAL, and then you can come and return and be with a woman. But you gotta go fight the war first. And by becoming a man, fighting a war is all about building yourself financially, physically. You know what I'm saying? Doing the right moves. Closing deals, being in sales calls, walking around, traveling around, seeing different cultures, being with a group of people where you can start a business with, doing something that helps your life and where you are fully focused. You don't want no distractions. You don't want to be talking to nobody about, oh, this person. No, you need no distractions. You need to be fully committed, because you can't make it talking to a woman about all her stuff that she got going on. You can't make it if you were walking up and down the mall at 1 p.m. and you're talking about all her problems. You're not going to make that specifically, I'm telling you. So you got to be focused on yourself with your boys fully, and you got to build yourself. And reason number two is you lose your predativeness, man. One of the reasons why you don't want to be living with a woman when you're in the early 20s is because you lose your predativeness. It happened to me when I was living with a woman, and I felt like, man, it wasn't really helping me because I lost the hunger, man. I was waking up late, going to sleep late, watching these movies at night, popcorn, eating bad food, you know what I'm saying, listening to all of her problems, anxieties and everything. And I'm not saying you shouldn't do that. You should always do that. But I'm like, I have anxieties myself. I have problems myself. I haven't even figured myself out right here. You know what I'm saying? How am I supposed to take on another person? And I always believe in this, where when you're with a woman, like, you basically you got to take care of that woman. It's like taking care of a child a lot of the times. And I can't even take care of myself yet, so now I'm supposed to be taking care of another man, another person. Like, it's very difficult, you know what I'm saying? Now ultimately, like, you putting yourself in a huge risk where you are in the early 20s, not having a lot of resources, and now potentially that woman can get pregnant because you're sleeping with her all the time, and you having sex and potentially unprotected sex. So that's a huge risk that you're putting yourself into, where a lot of the times that what happens, you stay with her for like a year, and then she gets pregnant, and then now a baby comes, and you haven't even figured your finances out, and that leads to a whole lot of drama and a whole lot of problems. And now you're starting not from zero, you're starting from -5 and -50, so -10, 50, -10, 15, or 20. So you're not doing yourself a favor, where you, first of all, living with a woman, you lose your hunger, you lose your motivation. A lot of times you eat bad food, you know what I'm saying? Second of all, you're risking the chance that she most likely will get pregnant because you live with her, you're seeing her every single day, you know what I'm saying? You most likely have unprotected sex with her. So you don't want to put yourself in that position, you know what I'm saying? And all that time can be used by living with some boys that have the same ambition, the same drive, and you, and starting a business with them, and building something and taking care of yourself and trying to pull yourself over the goal line. When you're in your early 20s, mid 20s, I'm telling you, the only thing that you should be thinking about is pulling yourself over the financial goal line, over the finish line, where you can be set. And the only woman, I believe, and that's my personal opinion, that you should be taking care of when you're in your early 20s or mid 20s is your mom or your female cousins, because you're responsible for your family first before you're responsible for any woman that you take on. And yes, I'm also a very religious person, so I'm a huge believer in marrying. I'm a huge believer in being with a woman, but I'm not a big believer in being with a woman when your mom is not doing right. When your mom is still working until she's 62, 63, she's still taking on a job and she's working still 10 hours a day, and now you spend all your money on a girl that you just met like 2 months ago, and that your mom's still working. You buy your girlfriend Gucci stuff, but your mom is waking up at 6 a.m. like, cleaning the toilets or something like that. I don't like to see that, so I'm like, okay, first, watch out and check your family out. Live with a bunch of dudes, you know what I'm saying? They got the same drive, same energy. Stay in a shared apartment, whatever. Like, focus on yourself, build your physique, build your body, and build the business or help out and do something. But stay away from stuff that you can't afford to be in right now. That sometimes when I see a beautiful woman, I'm like, you know what? The price tag is too high, even though I can get her and I can be around her and I can attract her, but like the price tag is too high right now for me. I can't really afford to be with that because it comes with so much, man. So I'm not in a position to do so, And the third reason would be direction, man. A lot of times you lose direction because it's like Paulo Coelho, The Alchemist, where you have this goal, you have the thing that you really want to do, and then ultimately like you meet this one person and then you stop for this one person. Like you no longer, your goals and the things that you wanted to do, they don't really mean a whole lot to you, Let's say like you meet the woman and like actually your plan was to go to Thailand, your plan was to go somewhere else to like build like a hostel or something like that overseas. But now you meet that woman and all your plans are crushed. You're no longer pursuing anything. Now you feel like you just want to get on her program. Like all these things are quite bad because you need to understand that overall you're a man and you're a man to your word. So you got to go and do what you said you're going to do in the first place. So if you said you were building this, you wanted to do this, then you have to go do it. Even though when the woman gets in your way, you got to tell, listen, man, if you can wait, perfectly fine, but I got to go and like finish this because I got to pull myself over the goal line because as a man, nobody going to help me. Nobody's going to give me a handout, especially when you are handsome, when you're tall. Nobody cares about your problems, man. Nobody go give a shit. You need to understand these things. So you got to find a way to ultimately, make your goals and make your personal stuff your priority, because if you don't make that your priority, you cannot help your future wife. You can't help your wife. You can't help your future kids. You can't really do much. Yes, I understand a lot of people say, yeah, you can do stuff together. You can be with the woman, I'm saying? Like you guys can make it work, but I'm not a huge believer in doing this 50-50 thing. I'm a believer if I commit to a woman, I'm fully responsible for that woman. I'm fully responsible for all her stuff. Financially, I have to take care of that woman. I'm too masculine to let a woman pay for me. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm a man. I can work 22 hours a day. She's a fine girl, cute woman. What's she gonna do for me? She's gonna give me a home. She's gonna give me kids. She's gonna raise my kids with the morals and principles that I wanted to raise my kids with. But I want her to take care of me. I don't want to do 50-50. She got enough to do at home. She got enough to do with the kids. So I don't want her to be involved in that. She got her own stuff to do. So that's why I believe that I don't believe in this 50-50. I believe that if you want to be with a woman, like you make sure that you can fully take care of her. And if you can't take care of her fully, then just leave it. And wait until you can. Because overall, like I said, going back to the first thing, like a woman will ultimately not fully respect you. She will not respect you. She will always insult you. Will always look at you and be like a small boy. You a small boy. You can't really do much for her. She will compare you to the other dudes. And you don't want to be in that position. So sometimes it's better to not be with women at all. Better to be with no women and not take the insult and use all that time and energy to build, use all the free minutes and all the free hours to get on a sales call, do something, sell something, get on a meeting, make money, be in the gym, than to be with a woman that does not respect you and she knows deep inside of her gut that you can't really do much for her. So don't take the blame, I'm telling you. And by the time you have figured it out, by the time you made the money, by the time you've grown, you traveled around, you built your spirituality, you've been out, you've done so much, and your bank accounts are kind of full. And I'm like, hey, cool, now start your family, get married, do something. You've made it, you crossed the goal line. You became a Navy SEAL, you became somebody. You became a soldier, you became a real man. You know how to hunt. You know how to survive in the real world. But when you're 21 years old, when you're 22, 25, you don't even know how to survive in the real world. If I send you somewhere else, somewhere in the world with no money, you have no network, no connections, no nothing, you wouldn't even survive. You are not a man yet. So you got to fight the war first. And then when you fought the war, come back and get yourself a nice woman that can fit in your life perfectly and make sure that she got everything and take care of her. That's what it's all about. So yeah, that's basically what I wanted to tell you guys. Be in a relationship, but first become a man. Fight the war first. When you fought the war, all the ladies are yours. So Make sure to subscribe right here, and look out for new videos, and thank you guys for tuning in. Bye.